You see, most farmers always think diseases when they see their pets dropping dead, you know, but there are other causes of death in chickens that are not caused by diseases. Take, for instance, a lightning strikes your farm and then kills a number of chickens. Your chickens are dead, but they are not killed by diseases. Okay, I know. Lightning strikes are not common. In this video, I'll be walking you through the 7 common, notorious non-disease killers of chickens that are likely to kill your pets and how to prevent them. Stay glued. Don't go anywhere. I always love to use myself as an example. I can remember the first time I embarked on poultry farming on a reasonably large scale. Then I was in school in my final year. I was writing my project, and I had this idea that I should do poultry production. I had to rally some of my friends, they were my classmates too, and then four of us we got together and then started raising poultry, with our pocket monies and at that time. And we bought the day olds, and then we started raising. And one of our lecturers helped facilitate the place that we used to raise the best. One of our university's poultry block. That was where we raised the chickens. And a funny thing happened that period. After we were all vets, vets in our final year. Then there was almost no disease we didn't know of, and you know we got the best. First day they all thrived, second day they were thriving, third day the death started. We would come to the farm and then we see that a number of birds were dead, and we'll be wondering what? With our small pocket money, our pets are dying. It can never be. So, someone like me, I was very, very worried. I wanted to know what's up. We did postmortem examinations on the beds to find out what must have been killing the beds, and we didn't see nothing significant. And that prompted me. I was so angry, and I was so angry. I told myself I was going to sleep in the brooding room with the chickens that night. So we started sleeping in the brooding room. The first night I slept in the brooding room on top of the bags of feed. That was my bed. I used the bag of feed as my bed. Yeah, that period. And there was lamp for brooding of the bed. So it was I was it wasn't dark. So I was seeing everything happening. I refused to sleep that night. I wanted to observe who was killing the birds. Was there anything coming in? I had my doubts. I didn't think anything would kill the birds. So it happened that night. The brooding room had just one window, which we always closed with a trampoline, because brooding room, once birds are that tender, you don't have to expose them to drafts, and the open window causes drafts. So that night, for me to, I was observing in that window. I noticed movements, strange movements, and I started seeing rats. One, two rats coming, and once they coming through the window and land on the litter where the chickens are, the pets will run. They will run to one corner. They will run to one corner and pile on top of themselves. You understand? The piling usually causes smothering or death in chickens. That piling up, they'll run to one corner, they'll pile on top of each other. The ones down cannot breathe. It's just like someone choking you, you're out of breath, you can't breathe. So that's piling causing smothering. So once you do not vector proof your farm, vectors are one of the most notorious non-disease killers of birds. Once you don't vector proof your farm, I'm sorry, your birds will be dying and you'll be going to the vet. So my birds are sick. They'll be giving you birds that have not visited the farm, maybe you're trying to economize, you don't want to consult a vet, you don't want to bring a vet to your farm, you go to the veterinary clinic or veterinary pharmacy and then tell them, my birds are not sick, this and that, and they will give you drugs. You'll be giving your chickens, and your chickens will still be dying because rats do not go anywhere. Once rats sees meat, eh they will not go anywhere. They will be eating that meat until you do something. Rats eat chicken, even mature chicken. They will eat they will eat a part. They will eat chicken. They will even cut off the neck. I saw it when I was in school. When we were raising birds, I saw the the damage a rat could actually cause to a poultry, to chickens in a poultry house. It was one of the most eye-opening periods for me, and in veterinary practice, in veterinary medicine, it was unbelievable. I didn't believe that rats could cause that level of damage. And then there are cats too. Cats were coming in, from the ceilings. They will roll from, they have a graceful way of gliding that you won't even notice them. They were coming in and they will choke the chickens, they will bite off their neck and all that. These are vectors. The most important thing you have to do to control vector is to vector proof your farm, to your poultry house, so that there's no space for snakes, no space for rats, and no space for cats to enter. All the notorious animals that usually come into your poultry house, try and make your poultry house vector proof against them. Then the next notorious non-disease killer of chickens is cold stress. Once your birds are cold, especially young chicks, they old have arrived. I've seen some farmers, in this veterinary practice, I've seen so many things. Farmers will come and tell you their birds are sick, give me this medicine. Sometimes they will be using their hand to prescribe drug. Give me medicine, give me tylodox, give me this, give me that. If you ask them to pay for consultation, so that you come to your farm and you come to the farm and check what's up, what's wrong with the best, they'll be, I don't have money, or I know vet will follow you to your farm if you don't pay, for consultancy, if you don't pay for farm visitations. No vet will do that for you. We all went through 6 grueling years in school, and then we come out and you expect us to do free jobs? No. Some of us do free education online. Someone like me, I use my platform, Dr. Danavet, to teach. But that's one of the most I can do. I can't go more than this. I can't visit your farm for free, okay? Once a vet tells you they want to visit your farm, please acknowledge that request and do whatever it takes for the vet to visit, because there are some things you can't see. There are some things a vet can see that you can't see. You'll be seeing disease when it's not disease. Okay, I hope this speaks to you, your spirit. I hope this speaks to you. So I've visited several farms that the day olds will be dying. They will tell you, my beds are bad. Oh, I'm going to arrest this person that gave me the beds. My beds are bad. Once you come to the farm, you enter where they are supposed to be brooding the beds. And then you see everywhere is wide open, windows are open, cold everywhere. The chickens are clustered together. And see, why won't the chickens be dying because of cold? Why won't the chicken be dying because they are going to gather, they are going to pile on top of themselves? They will be dying, and it's not a disease, it's cold. You have to pay attention to temperature. Temperature is very important, especially for young birds. Talking about temperature, the next non-disease killers of chickens is heat stress. Side cold, heat is another thing that kills birds. Too much heat, you see birds, they will open their wings up, they will start panting. If there is water, they will start looking for water to drink, and once there is too much heat, they will not be able to eat. Birds that are not eating will not grow. You see your birds that are stunted. Aside putting too much heat for the chickens, another source of heat stress is the weather, once we get into the heat period, especially towards that April, May, after Hamatan, before we get to that rainy season, that period in between, it's usually so hot in Nigeria. So do pay attention to these small, small things. That small things, but they can kill thousands of birds at a go. You understand? That is why management issues is very important. Not everything is Newcastle. Not everything is Cocidiosis. Sometimes it's management. These are managemental tips that will help you make your chickens thrive. Okay, and then the next one is fright. I was talking about vectors. Aside the physical presence of vectors, another thing that makes birds die is fright. Sudden noise, sudden sound, strange objects, sudden lights coming into the poultry house can make birds gather and pile on top of themselves because of fright. They are frightened. If na Nigerian musician, they will say running kitty kitty, running kata kata. You run kitty kitty, you run kata kata. Chickens are running kitty kitty and kata kata. So they are going to stay in one corner. That corner, most of them are going to die. By the time the thing frightening them has gone, you will see that birds, you just come to the poultry house, you see large number of birds on the floor. The next cause of um the next cause of deaths, not the next non-disease next cause of death in chicken is dehydration. Water, I think water is more important than feed. Aside air, water is the most important thing you have to give to your birds. Yes, you have to give to your fresh clean water always. If bird, I don't think birds can stay days without water. They will die. Even one day, if there is intense heat, a bird cannot I cannot even last 24 hours. They will be dropping. Birds will be dropping dead because of dehydration. That's why you see some of those farmers, the farm owners, will be like, my birds are sick, my birds are sick. Once you start advising them on this managemental issue, they will be doing their heads like you're playing. It's not play. It's something we've seen over and over again. We've seen, I'm sure I'm tired of seeing it. Especially dehydration, especially when it's heat period, is very, very dangerous. Birds will drop in hours. In a matter of hours, they will drop dead, and it's not a nice sight. The next one is starvation. Why would any farmer starve their birds? That is why it's always important to draw out your plans before you stock birds. Don't believe in faith. Don't feed birds. You are not feeding chicken by faith. Don't be believing in God by next week you will get money to buy feed. All those faith stuff does not work with chickens. Always map out the amount of money that will take you to the amount of time you're going to train your birds. If it's 2 months you want to raise your birds, bring out that amount of money that will take that birds for 2 months and keep it in one place. Don't be believing God by the next week, so you're expecting money from somewhere. We don't do poultry business by expectation. Don't expect. This is not a Pentecostal church. Don't receive. Just keep your money bam in one place before you stock birds. Let everything be ready. The number of bags that you use and feed those birds, let them be ready. Let everything, the drugs, everything, the supplements, let them be ready. We don't do poultry business by faith. Not Don't believe God, because it's this believing God that will make a farmer you just buy 2 bags and keep. Once the 2 bags has finished, your farm at ten dant will call you, oga feed don finish o. You say put dusa go finish. I dey come, birds are dying, and your birds never reach anywhere. You never reach to sell, and birds are dying because of starvation. And you be blaming, some of you people will be blaming, you people say it's gomboro, you people say it's this, you people be calling sickness that even me that is a vet, my brain will be doing me somehow. Haba. eh these things are quite simple, and I expect that every farmer should know about this. Not everything is a disease. In short, I refuse to be angry. I just refuse to be angry. There's no need of being angry. Last but not the least, common. notorious non-disease killer of chicken is what? Poisons. I always love to teach from my own personal experience because this is what happened to us last year. Those of you that follow me on Facebook, you follow me Adane Elizwa on Facebook. People will know that I post a lot about our farm, agricultural farms, and then something funny and terrible happened to us last year. One of uh all of us had to, um pour a remainder of, I don't know much about crop farming, but we did crop farming last year, under our agricultural farms. So one of the pesticides, or was it herbicide? I can't really tell, was poured inside a used 1 liter container of drug. One drug we used for poultry. The person poured the remnants of the herbicide or pesticide inside that container meant for drugs. But the drugs were finished. The person now had to recycle the container for the herbicides or pesticides. I can't really remember. But the terrible thing that happened is that one other attendant mistakenly used that herbicide, that chemical, to for the birds water. The person thought it was multivitamin and had to put it for the birds. you know the person didn't observe the difference in smell and look of the liquid the person was pouring out, so they just administered it to the birds, and it was so terrible. We lost thousands of birds on that particular pen, thousands of beds, and it ran into millions of naira. So most of these teachings, they are very important. These are the 7 notorious non-disease killers of chickens you have to be aware of. Once you're having a poultry farm, please don't bring any chemicals. Even in a poultry farm, basically you're supposed to cleanse your poultry farm of rats. Some people use rat poisons. Please, after putting the poison, please take the poison away. Don't keep the poison inside your poultry farm so that nobody will make the mistake of you know administering it for your chickens. Mistakes can occur. Please learn from some of us that have made this mistake. Do not repeat the same thing, because one mistake can cost you hundreds of millions of naira. You never know. So please, very, very important. Please, I hope you found this my video helpful. If you found it helpful, please like and share. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe so that when next I make videos like this, you'll be notified on your phone, on your device, that I've made a video like this. Please, as I will always say, I love you. Stay safe. Bye.